We often get asked a lot of questions about linking tracked exercises to one another, so we decided to make a video to help you better understand some of the nuances with linking tracked exercises. Currently, we're inside of our exercise database, and let's say we want to link our front squat to our back squat. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that each exercise has a tracking type assigned. So if we go and we look at back squat, we can see our barbell back squat. We've got a 1 rep max tracking type set. Now we're going to find our front squat. And here we have, again, a 1 rep max tracking type set for our front squat. So this is the first thing with linking tracked exercises, is that you want to make sure that the tracking types are the same when you're going to link an exercise. That's the only way that this will work properly. You're not going to be able to link a 1 rep max to a highest weight or a 3 rep max and have the results compute properly. So we want to link our front squat to our back squat. So the first thing we're going to do is hit the pencil icon to edit. And then you can see right here, we've got our tracking type set for max 1 rep. And now we want to link it to our back squat. All right, so now you'll see that these two boxes have appeared. So we can set the linking percentage. So let's say we want our front squat to be 80% of our back squat. So we're going to select 80. And now anytime our front squat is programmed, it's going to be programmed at what 80% of our max barbell back squat is. This button right here gives you the option to allow maxes from this exercise to update the linked exercise max. Now, where there tends to be confusion is what this actually means. So if we leave this box unchecked, then the athletes will perform their front squat, they'll perform their barbell back squat, weights will be tracked and exercise history will be tracked for the front squat, but it will in no way change the max of the barbell back squat. If we select this as our option, then the only way that the back squat will actually be updated is if the front squat that the athlete hits actually exceeds what the max of the barbell back squat is. For this example, let's say that the athlete has a back squat of 200 pounds. By selecting this as 80%, then we are going to see their front squat max as 160 pounds, which is 80% of that 200-pound back squat. In order for the max to actually update, the athlete would have to hit a max of, let's say, 205 on their front squat. Then with this box checked, that would then update that barbell back squat to 205 instead of 200. But let's say the athlete has a 200-pound back squat, so 80% of that is 160 pounds, and let's say they go up to 170 on their front squat. That is not going to change the barbell back squat max, because even though they hit a new PR for their front squat, they did not beat their current max of the barbell back squat, which is where that exercise is being linked from. So the barbell back squat would still remain at 200 pounds. Okay, so here's one thing that's important to note about linking tracked exercises, and we're over in our maxes and PRs page right now. So we've selected our athlete, Rocky, and I've already typed in squat, so that way we can find our back squat and our front squat. So we can see we have a barbell back squat max of 457 pounds. If we scroll down, we can see that we have a front squat, let's see, where are we? Front squat of 196 pounds. Now, this number right here is reflective of the data that Rocky has input anytime that he's completed a front squat. However, when we go and look at his workout entry view, we're going to see that that's not actually the max number that's showing up, because it is now linked to the back squat at 80%. So now over in workout entry view, we're going to select our athlete, Rocky. If we look on the 20th, we can see that he's got a barbell back squat prescribed. So barbell back squat at 4x3, that max is 457, which we saw in the maxes and PRs earlier. And then these are the weights prescribed based off of the percentages that were programmed on this day. If we look at the 21st, I've gone ahead and added a front squat in there for a 4x3. So now if we click on this, we can see that the max is actually 365, which is different from that 196 that he's hit in training. So again, that 196 is showing what he's hit in training when he has performed a front squat, but it's going off of the max that is now linked. So 365 is 80% of that 457 for the back squat. And then the percentages that are prescribed are based off of this 365 max. And that's the weight that we're seeing here. So now we're going to go in and we're going to record these weights as if he did them. Now, if we X out of this, we know that this exercise has been completed. So now if we go to our maxes and PRs and we find Rocky and we look for that front squat, we can see that his front squat max has been updated based off of what we input into the system today. Now, if we go back to that workout entry, find the 21st, select front squat, and now let's say he's got a hell of a day and he ends up hitting 460 for a front squat. That will then be tracked in the system. So now if we go back and we look at our maxes and PRs and we find Rocky, not only will his front squat have been updated, but his barbell back squat will have been updated as well. And now we put in 460 for what he hit on a front squat for a 3-rep max, which is then calculating in the system to show that his actual 1-rep max for his barbell back squat is now 487. And again, that's because the front squat is linked to the barbell back squat at 80%. And also, he did a 3-rep max. Had he done the 460 for 1 rep, then it would only reflect as such. But because it was a 3-rep max, it's showing a different calculation for the algorithm. Another area where coaches will often be confused or have an issue with linking tracked exercises is, let's say they decide that they want to do something like a trap bar deadlift like to a barbell back squat. If they've never actually programmed a barbell back squat and don't have numbers for the barbell back squat, then when they go to program the trap bar, even if they decide to add percentages into that program, because the trap bar is linked to the barbell back squat, no data is going to appear as a max. So let's look at an example of how this actually works. So we're going to look at bench. So we can see that Rocky doesn't have a 1-rep max barbell bench press recorded. However, he does have a barbell bench press and a band speed bench. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually link the band speed bench to the 1-rep max, and I'm going to show you what happens essentially. So our band speed bench is 157 pounds for Rocky. So we're going to head over to our exercise database, find bench, and then we've got our band resisted, where are we? Our band speed bench at 1-rep max, and then our 1-rep max bench press. So now we are going to link this to our 1-rep max barbell bench press. We'll do it at 100%, and we can leave this alone for now because this is just an example, and we've already gone over how this button actually works. Now we're going to hit submit. I'm going to go back and we're going to program that band speed bench onto Rocky's fake program day. So we're going to have him do a 3x5, and we'll add that to his workout. So now we're going to head to his workout entry view. And over on the 21st, now we already saw that he had a band speed bench PR, but now that we've linked the exercise and it's linked to a 1 rep max bench press, which doesn't actually have any data recorded, it's no longer showing that there's a max there. If we go back to the exercise database and we unlink the exercises, select none, and that removes the link, and we hit submit. Then we can go back to the workout entry view. And now we can see that 157-pound max for that band speed bench that was already tracked inside of his account. The important thing to note with all of these linked exercises and tracking types is that anything that is linked is always going to feed off of that parent exercise. So whenever that parent exercise is updated, a new max is set, it's going to change what's being prescribed for that sub exercise if it's being linked. I hope that helps you have a better understanding on linked exercises and how it works. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at support@teambuilder.com.